Hello, everybody, and welcome to 3 Years AMA. I really like this intro at the beginning. It is so powerful and so nice, and it's new. I'm not sure if you have seen it before. I really like it. I'm really grateful to have you here. Thank you very much for being with us, for being a part of this AMA, because it's going to be a good one. As always, a very interesting one. We have a special guest coming up, and of course, we have members of our team. They will join us a little later after a couple of minutes while I do this short introduction. Anita Mlakar is my name. I am the host of this AMAs every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Central European Time. Some of you are used to our AMAs. Maybe some of you are new here, but let me just tell you, you have the opportunity to ask questions, to write comments. You are welcome, of course, to write down anything you would like to know about 3Air and our project. And opportunity of getting the answers is great because Sandi Bittens, the CEO of 3Air, will be here. Ruba and Rock, they are really important members of our team, are also here or will be here in a couple of minutes. And of course, the opportunity to answer your questions is great, looking great today. I would like to invite you to be a part of our channels. We are doing great on Discord, on Telegram, on Twitter. And of course, we are here live on YouTube. So do subscribe to our YouTube channel. Use this opportunity to be with us also live every Wednesday and maybe also on some other occasions. Let me just do a short introduction of our project. I do that every time. So 3Air is here for the long term to provide real services to the people, and we will be here for the years to come. And everyone who joins us in this journey will be proud of being a part of this change. Our project is focused on a wide range of digital services and internet to our prospective users in Africa. So what we're trying to do is connect the unconnected, banked the unbanked. So we are connecting people of Africa to internet, and we are doing that with technologies. K3 last mile solution and 3Air internet. So you will get digital identity from us. We also create digital bank account, giving you a wallet. The next step is providing financial services. We also have outside partners that will provide additional digital revenue streams. And in the meantime, all this time, we are educating people, and that is the real empowerment. So once we put you through all these steps, you are connected, you are banked, and you are empowered. And that is a really good feeling, and that is our goal. I'm happy to introduce, as always, members of our team. Let's see if they're all here. Sandi Bittens, CEO of 3Air. Hello, Sandi. Hey.
Hi. I hope this is now working because I literally got it up and running and I think 5 seconds ago. Can you hear me?
Yes, you're on. Yeah,
Okay.
we can hear you. We can see you. I'm really happy that you're here. Thank you. Then we
But we
have.
need to work on your audio because you had the same issue right now as last time. So I
Oh my
think I don't know,
God.
even if it's connected to your you know earplugs or any of those. I don't know. Something's not right.
And it's always happening when I'm alone, right? When you come in, it's better. Huh?
It's mixed. Yeah,
Let's.
when I come in, it's better.
Yeah.
I think after a while it starts.
Okay. Then we will have
Either
to
way,
figure
I'm
out
here.
if
So and
this.
we'll make this work.
Okay. Ruba Rahman is also with us, the head of marketing. Ruba, hello.
Hi, everybody. Nice to be here.
Hello, Ruba. And we have also Rok Mihailovic Kirpan with us, head of development. Hello,
Hello.
Rok. Nice to see you. How are you, Rok?
Perfect. Same as Sandy, just joined.
Yeah.
Got internet in the last second.
Oh my God, really, really great. So we will invite also our guest in a couple of minutes, but first we would like to give a word to Rok because he will give us a short update about what is going on. And then Rok, I have heard that you have, another things to do, of course, and you will be leaving us. So the word is yours.
Okay, so let's start first with our app and our marketplace, which we worked really hard on for the last month or even two. So on Friday we made, or it was Thursday, not really sure. We made the final updates. So it's finally live. The new updates with the updated marketplace, our multi-chain integration. Like last week, I was talking about how we managed to connect multiple chains, like integrate everything with what we call chain connectors. So at last, we actually put this online. We connected Binance chain, we connected the OKX chain, and like have NFTs now on both just to prove our concept is working and there's no problems with it. So this is already operational. The next thing we did is we finished the staking contract, which will be live as soon as we launch. So we're like kind of already integrated it. We're just fixing up some design parts of it, like look as we want it. So what else? We are preparing for launch. So what we are doing on development is like not try to do a lot of new things that could break. So we're fixing or checking everything up. So it's like it's bug free. We're like killing the latest bugs. And the next thing we're doing is for you to make everything simpler to buy tokens. We're also directly integrating the Pancake Swap into our website. So if you want to buy Trier or trade Trier, you won't have to go like to specifically to Pancake Swap. It will all be doable directly from our app. So this should like make things a bit simpler.
Don't forget about the staking contracts.
Yeah, didn't I say it already?
I don't think you talked about it, no?
I think I said it. We just finished the staking contract right now, so we're just like
Okay, then I
finishing the
overheard it.
integration.
Sorry.
Yeah, you probably overheard it. Yeah, so to say it again, just for you, we finished the staking contract. We integrated it. We tested it in the app. We're fixing just the design issues. So after everything is integrated, it should be ready.
What I do like is the graph that's showing the token release, and that's actually read directly from chain data, right?
Yeah, it's generated directly from chain data. So maybe we'll need to do some updates on it if we like change something in the future. But yeah, it says exactly how much tokens there will be released on a specific date. So everybody can do their own calculations and everything. It's, yeah.
Okay.
So most of it just preparing stuff for launching and making sure everything runs smoothly.
Yeah, like we don't want anything. We're like double testing and then triple testing and testing one more time just to be sure that everything works. And at the end, let's do another round of testing
Yeah.
just to be sure. But yeah, like most of it is already integrated. So
Do you maybe have any updates on the TV app when this is gonna be available to our users? When I know some of them are really eager to test it out a bit.
yeah, so what we're currently doing is like we have an Android app ready that is like usable and can work already. We still need to do some like legal things with the telecom because in most jurisdiction it's not like really legal thing to just provide TV to whoever wants it. So we're just fixing some legal things up to make it work. And the second thing that we're doing on the TV app is preparing it to like make a best solution to put it on Apple. So it's easy to make it for Android because you just share the APK and everybody can use it. But once we get to the iPhone part, it's a lot more complicated because Apple has like a really strict rules. You can't distribute the file, you can't put it on the App Store if it doesn't follow their 1,000 procedures and checklists. And because it's a TV app, the Apple requires everyone to have like whole documentation for a whole bag of papers just to just approve the app that's for TV to be on the store. So we're trying to find a solution for everyone to work so that we just don't say like, yeah, it will be only for Android and everyone else forget about it. We try to please everyone.
Yeah, either way, it's just for a bit of a testing purposes and to see how it works, right? Let's see if
Yeah.
we can get something pushed out.
Yeah. But okay, yeah. We could do Android ASAP. I mean, maybe we make a Telegram group for users that have Android and want to see it as soon as possible, and
That's a good
maybe
idea.
we could. Yeah, I think this should be good. Like, I'm not sure. I mean, we can't do like a full scale, like 10,000 users on it, but for some specific users or some people that want it, I think we could get over the long procedure and like get it to their phones in a matter of days, or maybe even hours, depending on part of
So,
day.
but as said, so this is actually, so the TV app is actually more or less intended for the people to use it, in Sierra Leone. We're just gonna give a bit of access to some users outside to just have a bit of a taste.
Mm.
And in inside of closed system, right? It works a bit differently because right now everything streamed through the internet, right? But when we have it, inside of our system, it works a bit differently. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, for the it's different in the distribution protocols and the encryption and everything else because, like, every TV channel needs to be encrypted in the network. You need to protect it. You need keys. You need licenses. You need hell of a lot of things to even be able to do it.
Well, good. Rock, I think
Yeah,
you have a lot of stuff to do, right? So
yes,
What are you kicking
still,
him out, or what are you
he,
doing
he
right
needs
now,
he
Sandy?
needs to still test. He said to us right now that he's still testing, and after he's finished
yeah,
testing, he'll get some more.
yeah.
We
I
we
think
we, we
we should employ a team of testers. Have 10 people just for testing, just for clicking. We're gonna
I
pay
can
three
get you
people
that.
to click the mouse.
I can get you that probably. So
I'm sure a lot of people will be saying, take me, take me. I will not be the
Yeah,
one joining. I will not be testing it, but I'm sure a lot of it. Well, Rok is still here, so there's opportunity for you to ask questions. Write them down. If you want to know anything, he has the answer to everything, right? To all the answers. But I'm sure that Sandy already asked what he wanted to hear, and of course what you wanted to hear, because this is more of a technical side. Thank you very much, Rok.
but yeah, I mean,
So
if
where are you
anything is
going right
open,
now?
I still have some appointments now in the afternoon, so I think I'll be home at
Okay.
9, 10, or not, definitely not sooner.
In the morning or
So
in the evening?
no, at least in the evening.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Rok. Thank you for being with us. If you have another minute or two, of course, you can stay tuned, stay with us. Okay, we will be happy to have you here. But otherwise, do your work. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you.
there
Thanks,
was
everyone.
actually a question. Rock, just give us a second.
Uh
While
huh.
you still. So Richard actually asked, what will happen during the launch, technically? So what's there technically to be done actually?
Okay, so like, okay, what we're trying to do the launch as like to have as little interaction on the actual launch as possible to like automate it because when you do things last second, everyone is nervous, everyone is trying to do the best, you can miss things. So we're trying to automate it, but technically we'll still need to do a few things. So at the beginning, we'll still need to like check if the security of the like our token is like okay because we have some security proxies in it. Then we'll need to like enable. Am I still there? Yeah.
Yes, you
Okay.
are. Yeah.
Yeah, because everything became quiet for a
Yeah,
second.
yeah, it did. It did.
Yeah. Okay. So then we'll need to like enable in the vesting contract because like we have it locked, so nothing happens before it. We'll need to provide liquidity on the DEXs because it needs to be done manually. You can't do it. I mean, we could write a program to do it automatically, but it's better to like do it manually because we have more control over it. And we'll probably also enable the staking so everyone can like start staking when the launch is here. And then we need to push an update to the app because at the time of launch, we will have our token out, we will have the price. So we will collect price, we will start displaying charts, we can start displaying relevant information on the token. So this all needs an update. And probably there are still a few things that I missed right now, but like this is the things that I just get from my head at the moment.
So we are, in a sense, we are trying to do stuff up front and then more or less just flipping switches. Turn this on, turn that on, and then pushing a change to the front end of the app, and that should be most of it.
So it's not like we will do any programming in the last minute or any development or any hardcore changes. It's just like, okay, we have the app ready. Now it's launched, like enter update. And then, okay, we need the vesting activated now, enter activated. So we're trying to like just make it like pressing 10 buttons and launching a rocket, and that's it.
And we're also doing a full dress rehearsal before we do that, a few days before, right? So that we have it on a test net, that we see it's running smoothly and everything is working as it should.
Yeah, like every time we try to do a deployment, we like, there is one software on the blockchain world. It's called Ganache or whatever is it spelled. I don't know how it's pronounced exactly. So it's actually a software that allows you to make a copy of the live blockchain, perform an actions on it the same way that you would on the actual blockchain, just without actually doing it on the live net. So we're like, before the launch or before any major thing that we do, we like take a copy of the mainnet, do everything we want to the testnet to verify that our parameters are okay, the time is correct, like all the workflow is okay, every transaction works through so it doesn't fail, there are no reverts in the code. Like basically do the whole launch before the actual launch. So once we do the actual launch, we already have like a list of commands and list of tasks to do and everything. So like we just do exactly the same thing one more time, and there kind of can't be a problem in this way.
Okay, Rock. Richard is also writing, can we click in the app to start staking?
And like you will do it once once we actually have the token launch. So as we launch the token, as it goes into the exchanges, we will also publish an update on the app, and in the update there will already be an option on the staking. So Sandi already explained the staking starts only a month after launch because this is like by our tokenomics and everything, but you will have an option to like already stake tokens at the beginning, like immediately once you claim it to be the first in it. Like don't have to wait for it. And we also have an option to directly stake it from the vesting. So again, you like spare some transaction fees. You don't need to claim tokens and then later stake them. You just press one button and you will directly get tokens from the vesting contract, put them into staking, create everything. This is it with like one click. With one click, you actually get it from the vesting and stake it immediately. So it's a bit simpler.
Good.
Okay.
And there was a question before, I think also Richard asked it, and it was if you will need BNB to enter into the staking contract.
Yeah, okay. So like for every transaction on the Binance Smart Chain, of course, you need some BNB to perform the actual transaction to like pay the gas fees. I mean, the gas fees are really low on BNB. It's like we're talking cents of part of cents here, but you need some of it, like at least some small part. You don't need cons or tens or something in it. So just have a little bit ready just to pay for the gas.
Okay. Did we use the questions on Rock? Use all of the questions? We did, I think.
Yeah. And if not, I mean, I'm still in the Telegram group or everything. So
yes, you're active there, also giving the answers. Thank you very much, Rock.
So, okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sandi,
Bye-bye.
Bye. You're already leaving. I'm so sad. Aruba and Sandi, would you like to add something before we invite our guest? I know that you will give us the update later on, but right now.
No. I'm really eager to get our guests on.
I think we should say is right now.
I'm sorry, Aruba.
Say where Sandi is right now.
we should say we people can actually I sent some pictures already in, so maybe let's ask the audience where they think I am. I'm at the in front of a white wall.
Okay, and as for the reward, is the lunch with Sandi when he comes to your country. Okay. Whoever answers correctly. Okay, now let's do this now. So we do have a special guest coming up today. We did the announcement, and we are really happy to have you here because Karnika E, Yashwant, the co-founder of Forward Protocol, is with us, and we're happy to have him here. Hello, Key.
Hey, I'm very, very happy to be here and communicating with this amazing community.
So are we. We're happy to have you here, and of course, to have the opportunity to get some answers from you. How are you? Are you okay?
I am, yes. Yes, I am. Very excited.
Okay. I have this feeling that we are all in a little delay today, or, just we're not synchronizing somehow, but we can hear you and we can see you. So that's good. And of course, we do understand you. And that is the most important. First of all, everybody who's with us today, if you have any questions for Key, please write them down. And in the meantime, of course, we will be the one answering or giving questions. Key will be the one answering questions, of course. So for starters, I would really like you to introduce a little bit what you are doing. So you are a blockchain expert. You understand blockchain technology better than most. And you did in a way, subscribe yourself with a couple of sentences or words. You said you were entrepreneur, educational reform enthusiast, blockchain marketer, speaker, and life coach, and so on and so on. And I would really like to hear, going through these points, more about that.
Sure thing. So my life has had journey across all the various things that you mentioned. But once I got into crypto in 2013, I've been looking at every trend in the crypto space. And the thing that excited me the most is the true value moving on chain. And that's the Web2 businesses trying to establish in Web3, bringing the value from the real world and making blockchain technology as a base for them to work. So that's what excited me, and I've been working on that for many years. And so when looking at even projects like 3Year, it reminds me of why I did everything in the blockchain space all those years. Because if you look at the time when I entered in, those were a beautiful period. You didn't have so many projects. You didn't have all this different noise that we have here. Those were the times of real developers just doing their things and just putting their applications out in an open source manner. And that was a time when I was working with a lot of interesting brands in the crypto space. And to fast forward to right now, it's a lot of glitter, lots of bells and whistles, a lot of noise, but the real stuff, the real information and the value and anything that people would want to use has gone down drastically over the period of time. So when we see some business that is actually bringing it back to life, I get pretty excited because that's what makes the NTS space safer, better, and interesting for all of us. And that's why we all started this entire blockchain revolution from a decade ago. And so, yeah, here I am.
Okay, do you hear me? Yes. Okay, you are here. Yes, you are. And you were, maybe I should say, not an early adapter, but really starting early in this blockchain technology and started early in business or being aware of the business. You were like 14 years old, right?
Yes, I dropped out of my 10th grade and I started my business at that point, yes.
This is courageous, because you are like a role model to, I'm sure, to a lot of people, and just following your dreams or following what you really loved or what you thought or where you thought that the change could be made. And that is special. So is that something that is still in your mind, going through all this business and everything that you're doing?
I think the primary reason I stopped my education is not just to follow my passion. It was that the system that existed was not really up to the excitement that I needed at that point in time. I wanted something more. I wanted to explore. I was curious about a lot of things in life, and that curiosity is what drove me to programming, coding, and what's behind the computer. How does this internet work? How do we access and the screen, and then we press something and then there's an action happening there. I was just curious about life. I was curious about technology and everything around us, and that curiosity drove me, and I think that drives me still, because I think that's even more now than ever before, because you find more things that are beyond your default understanding in the blockchain space. This is a space where new things are formed 10, 100 times faster than probably 10, 15 years ago. So I think this drive towards learning, drive towards exploration, and the excitement and passion that comes from that can get us anywhere.
Okay, now you are also a speaker, right? Were you speaking at Meta Week? Was that today?
I was, just a couple of days back, yes.
A couple of days back, okay. And of course, there are so many people who want to hear what you have to say, but maybe when you started, it was not so easy. So what did you do to be heard, you know? How did you come with new ideas or something that you were trying to say? Because today people want you, and also we want you, of course, to tell us more today. But I don't think it was so easy at the beginning, right?
Yes, I think back in those days, you didn't even have a proper internet or the broadband. You had dial-up, and you didn't have social media. I think the only thing that existed back then was Orkut. You pretty much cannot communicate with the rest of the world. You cannot get the message out. You didn't have avenues to learn or places other than forums where you can speak. So it was quite different back in those days. And I think the best thing that worked for me was to say facts, say the truth, and keep looking at what it is that I believe in, and just said that. And if you do that consistently, if people get to see that you say what you believe in, and you stand by that, and you follow that, even if that is not a social norm, even if that's not something that everybody expects or looks for, that starts to create an aura around, an expectation or a clutter around, and that started helping me over the years. So, of course, in the initial days, you are not going to have an audience. You're not going to be heard by a lot of people. But when people start noticing what you're saying is true, sometimes years after, they look at something that you've said, cited, and years after it's true, and that's when you start building your base. Of course, these days it's much easier. You have Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. You can say something, and the next few minutes you'd have a lot of people looking at it and validating it. But back in those days, it was much harder, and even accessibility to information or being able to disseminate the information to a lot of people was quite tough. But quality always was winning, even back in those days. So I just stick to that part of doing what I like and saying what I believed in and doing it over and over.
Mm-hmm. I think today it's a great responsibility, you know, when you say something, because you can have your own media and people are watching you and has influence on other people. So yes, it is important what we're talking about. But you are also, like you said, advisor, strategic advisor. So maybe this question goes to 3Air, is of course connected to 3Air. What inspired you to become a strategic advisor for 3Air? You said something little about 3Air, but really, what was it?
Okay, so when I look at the whole space of blockchain and where the value comes from, and the value for blockchain is not separate. It's not something that is specific to blockchain, but it is based on what the world needs. So you go one step down. You try to see what is the biggest requirement or the objective in the world. Of course, you have things like food, water, and things, the basic fundamental and foundation. But you're right now living in information age. In information age, the access to information is through internet. That's pretty much the only prominent, thriving, successful model. You can go back asking all the new beers in the world what made them get there, all the new entrepreneurs in the world, or even those who are most knowledgeable and those who learned quite a lot of things in the recent decade or two. The one thing that was common in all those instances is access to internet. Those who were able to access it early on. I mean, I was lucky to be able to access it when I was in my 7th grade. But I always knew that if I had access to it when I was in my 1st grade, 2nd grade, or when I was born, then I would have started things even way more earlier than probably starting business at 14. And access to that is so important, not only to learn, but to experience, to understand, to explore, to widen the horizon. Because right now, the amount of information that we know, what we do, is limited to people around us, what we see, what we hear. So imagine someone living in a village or in a remote area. They can be the smartest one in the town, but if the town has 100 other people and the only thing that they know is farming, the talent is wasted there. Maybe this person has so many things that he can do, but he doesn't even know there's a world outside other than the activity of that particular town or village. So the opportunity is kind of lost. You talk about countries talking about brain drain. Well, there is so much potential here, potential being drained because they cannot access internet, and that is a major problem, and it's a problem that billions of people face. And if something can solve that, it is an fundamental need. I would consider that as an essential need for in the industry of education, work, finance, and livelihood in every form. If I have to stack it after food, water, and the survival needs, I would put internet right after the survival items. And when I saw what 3R was doing, it kind of showed me the immediate potential of how it can expand and bring opportunity to so many more people, and the potential with the power of blockchain. Because these people coming online, what do? They're going to look for what is that they can immediately start working on. So that kind of makes the opportunity around 3R almost like a gateway. It's almost opening doors to all these people, showing them a new world, and showing them a pathway towards a better life, towards in one form you can say enlightenment, because education, learning new things, exploring was what caused all this impact in my life. It is what made me feel enlightened in terms of an information side. And I would be happy if everyone else had that opportunity as well. So this is what I call as true value on chain. We are all talking about total value locked, but then the true value from Web 2 moving to Web 3 is the most important part of bringing blockchain adoption. And that attracted me to 3R.
Wow. I see Sandi and Ruba just knocking their head, listening, because we are all agreeing on that. And I have to include Sandi in this because, like you said, Sandi, access to information should be a human right, right?
Basic human right, yes. Yeah. So look, I need to say, let me tell you a bit of a story, right? How me and Key got connected. So it was an introduction that was done, but to be honest, and I didn't say that to Key, but it was like, yeah, just another one that's like coming and just talking and will never deliver. So I was like, yeah, just let's forget about it, right? But then I said, okay, it was an introduction. I need to at least hear him out, and then I was like, he was of the first chat and so on.
No.
A cliffhanger.
Oh my God, such a nice story. And now we don't hear it.
Know what happened. I mean, he's with us, but
Okay, I'm sure that Sandi will finish this story because I really want to know what happened. But in the meantime, when we unfreeze him, let's go. Oh my God, now he's out. Okay, he doesn't want to talk to us. I'm just joking. So let's continue this story. Oh, Sandi, do you have connection? Will you continue your story?
So maybe I just held down for a second. Can you hear me now?
Yes, and we would like to hear the story till the end.
tell us what happened.
So where did I got cut off?
It was just you were talking how you wanted to, of course, to be intrigued, or he did want to be intrigued by you, and then you said it was something else, something else about him, and then you fell off.
First call.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I still, even after the first call,
We will remain with the first call. Okay. Key, you were talking. Let's move on, and then Sandi will, of course, come back. So you have been in this. You said you were talking about Web3, and you are in this Web3 space for a really long time. You have multiple projects in it. What do you think that it's actually needed for, let's say, wider adoption?
It's the simplicity. If things can be simple, understandable, that will work. And right now, everything in the blockchain space is technically heavy. It requires someone to go through a separate education, understand what is what, how to use something, downloading a set of apps, building the databases, and learning a process and not getting scammed to finally go through all the hurdles to operate and use blockchain. If all of that can be bridged, simplicity is brought in. People do not have to learn something new, but it is intuitive. Just like how touchscreen mobiles turned around and brought the adoption towards internet, towards e-commerce and everything, and pushed it to a common man's hand. It's the simplicity that rules. And the blockchain world is pretty much driven by developers, and developers are ingrained to look at all the nuances as they build. So it requires an visionary entrepreneur who can dumb it down for everyone else to make it simple and user experience driven perspective. And when that happens, the adoption will increase. And even beyond that, it is about other local community and members around the world starting to look at blockchain in a better light. Because right now, when we think of blockchain, we think of two things. One is all the scams that happens, and the second is all about the people who get rich, and that we are not one of them. That hurts people. So it's about a feeling of jealousy or feeling of fear. And we need to change that. We need to change that by showing them that there's so much more. Blockchain is not an get rich quick scheme, nor is it just something that people are playing with, but it is a utilitarian approach. It's something that people use for a very specific needs or problems that cannot be solved with the existing technology. And when applications, when utilities start showing up, which they are using only because of blockchain existence, it will start changing their lives. So we see that application possibilities everywhere. We just need more and more stubborn entrepreneurs who will push that boundary, because it's not easy. It's hard, and the chances of failure are more than the chance of success. And it requires persistence to keep making that happen by iterating, by building, by trying to educate people around and making it simpler in the process. So over time, with amazing entrepreneurs doing that, pushing those boundaries in a few years, see a great deal of Web3 businesses in Web3 make.
Okay, thank you, Key. I'm not sure, Ruba, will you help me? Only I having problems with hearing Key. He's breaking up, or it's just me? Did you hear him? He was interrupted.
At one point, he also sounded like
okay, okay. I'm back now. I don't know. Can you hear me?
We are obviously having some issues with this internet connection today, all of us in a way. But okay,
I had the issues here.
Okay.
So there was a problem with the connection here. I don't know. Probably it's a public Wi-Fi. I switched now to mobile data, so hopefully it will be a bit better.
Okay.
But you can hear me, right?
Yes, we can hear you now. He was just explaining. Okay, and he was a little interrupted, so I didn't get everything, but I did get most of it, and I think that I get the oh, we have. Yes, I think we do have some connection, but you do hear me. You do hear me, right? Do you hear me? Okay.
I
We are one interesting group today, really. But yeah,
it's the tools lag.
well,
okay.
Maybe
Back to the story on the call.
Oh, okay.
Sandi, will you?
I don't know. Maybe I can finish the story, right?
Do finish the story, please.
This is really getting mixed up today.
It was the
So what
first
I
call.
wanted to,
The first call.
it was the first call, and then I was like, okay, there is something behind it, kind of, but I was still, yeah, it's all talk, right? So we had a lot of unpleasant experience with previous advisors and some agencies and everything. They were all really, keen on talking a lot, but then nothing really happened. But once I got into really talking to Key, I what surprised me that he actually immediately got what is 3R about. So what's the big picture? And he sees it kind of, in the same way as I do. And even what he said today, a few things are actually what I wrote in our white paper, right? I so think that we probably missed a few Einsteins there in places where there's no internet connection, just because they didn't have the education, they didn't have the access to the knowledge that they need to evolve, and to really contribute to probably the prosperity of the whole world. So it's so crucial to really have good internet connection. But to get back to Key, then I was really kind of trying to push him away, not to come in, and I'm really happy that he persisted, because he's become a invaluable advisor to 3 years. So for sure, a lot of things that are happening right now wouldn't be happening if he wouldn't be on board. So he is more or less almost like a full-fledged team member right now, to be honest. And it's not only him; it's his whole team that stands behind him is now helping us with a lot of stuff, and that's it is crucial for us. I can say that for sure.
Thank you for
Nice.
your Sandy. It was really good to hear that from you.
Yeah, sure. But it's nice to talk to somebody who is smarter than you. Then that's cool. I really enjoyed that. So it's cool.
Learning from people who know more than us, no? This should be something that everybody should follow. Another thing.
Is to bring in more smart people out of the world, right?
Yes.
I think it's almost like the shoulders, and we are bringing more amazing people who can stand on this foundation and change the world. We might not be the ones directly changing the world, but we were a part of the cause that enabled it to happen.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that each one that is right now on board with 3R and helping out can take part of that win in the end.
Yes, absolutely. Key, just another question. You also said that the way to achieve long-term success in this Web3 space is about using NFTs for a non-speculative utility, so connecting them to real businesses and products. Should we hear more about your opinion on NFTs?
Sure thing. This is something that I'm super passionate about, because when the whole idea of NFT came up, it was not last year, it came up a couple of years before. But when it did, the first thing that came to my mind was digital certifications, to make sure that people don't have fraudulent certifications floating around. Identities as NFTs, like passports and government documentations, and things that are useful in life, things that need to be protected, that has to have an identity on its own, or a form to identify, like in supply chain and so on. But unfortunately, we ended up with monkeys, and different types of monkeys, of all colors, shapes, and sizes. So it's fine. It's an artistic expression. It's a great start. But then the real value in in a massive number is actually on the utilitarian side. So I see that over, let's say, 3 years to 4 years, 99% of all NFTs out there would be non-speculative in nature. Of course, in terms of the speculated value, it's going to be more with all the arts and creators economy. But then the primary utility is going to be in a form which we don't even identify right now. The good example is Uniswap version 3. uses NFTs for different bands of pricing. So you don't see that. You don't know how many such NFTs are there. Nobody hears about it because it doesn't have any image to it. It is used as a form of it's used within the framework in a different form. It can be used for milestones. It can be used to identify small parts of a supply chain. They could have 10,000 NFTs in that supply chain. You wouldn't know about it. There's no name to it and a separate structure to it. So that's how I see it. It is it's like a tool, like a screw or a brick in a building, and it does not have to work with the images and trading and so on. So I don't think that day is far. I can already see a lot of enterprises building on it. And I also know 3R is using it for pretty interesting purposes. So I can see it happening, starting to happen at least.
Okay, so it's also the right way. You see, Sandi, the way 3R is using NFTs, and this is exactly what Key's talking about. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I fully agree. And, I was also reading about NFTs in the beginning, and it was like, I would never say this is going to be, so crazy with all the arts and so on. I'm not an art collector, so probably I didn't really identify with that. But I saw so many, so much potential in NFTs, and right until now, they really didn't, come to shine. There are some projects that are doing some cool stuff with NFTs, but I'm pretty sure, I fully agree with what Keith says, that the majority of the issued NFTs will not be of the speculative nature, but will have some utility. They'll probably be somewhere in the background. You won't even know that the NFTs are being used. And I think the whole blockchain space will go into that area. It's going to be probably the same path that we took with the internet, right? So now you usually don't even think about it. Internet is being used somewhere in the background. You're connected, and that's it. And I think that something similar will probably happen and needs to happen for the wider adoption, for the really global adoption of it.
Yes. So, Key, before we say goodbye and thank you for being with us, please do tell us, where can we find you? Are there any upcoming events? Where are you on social media? Where can we follow you, learn from you?
You definitely can check me out on LinkedIn, and if you're keen on some interesting photographs, my Instagram as well. I'm in all channels, and I'll be in various events in Dubai in October and November. I'll be speaking in quite a bit of events. So if someone happens to be in Dubai, definitely do reach out in my social channels or come to the event, and you'll find me on the stage.
That's great. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for enlightening us today, giving us some answers. And we are really happy that you were with us in this, let's say, minutes that went by so fast.
Well, very excited and happy for being here as well. Definitely, we had some interesting questions. So, looking forward for more people brought onto the internet through 3R.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to seeing you next time on our AMA.
Sure then.
Yeah, thanks, Key.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so here we are, the three of us, having another 10 minutes to talk about what is going on, giving the update on marketing. Ruba, here you go.
Yeah, so we already touched the blog post about connectivity, interesting blog post that you should go and one of them is NFTs. It's very Key just spoke
So this is not working for me.
No, not for me.
I hear every second word from you.
Yes. We shouldn't be smiling about it, but this is today, like we have something there is something is bigger than us, doing all this.
I think it
Connecting
started
us.
last week. Before we were always really good, but now last week was pretty bad, And this week, okay, I know what's wrong on my side, so I'm actually outside. No, there was a question before, so I literally found as quiet place as possible in CV Summit. So there is a whole summit conference going here, and I was lucky enough that this room is kind of half empty, um, and I can actually talk because what I couldn't do before is I couldn't get my Bluetooth ear set connected so that it would work. You know, if the microphone was working, then the headphones that I couldn't hear you, and crazy.
Let's see how Ruba is doing now. Ruba, say something.
You, can you hear me?
No.
No.
No. We can hear you, but every second word. So yeah, we're just imagining what you're saying in between.
Okay, that's annoying. Okay.
Do you have some headset
Kinda
or
join.
something like that?
Yes,
Yeah.
Maybe
Maybe
that will.
if that is the
that might
problem, then
be
maybe we will.
the issue.
But maybe in the meantime, I can just give a quick update of the market. I was again so really really busy flying all around and everything. But yesterday the CPI numbers came out and they were just a bit higher than expected. They came in at 8.3, I guess, percent, if I can remember it correctly. The market had 8.1 expectations, so that was quite good. So immediately back 8.3, we just saw a huge crash. So Ruba, maybe mute yourself. Mhm. Yeah. So
Yeah.
we immediately saw a huge crash, and it's really a pity. We were primed to have a nice bounce, but it seems like the inflation is still not really coming down as at least not as fast as it's expected. But I also it needs to be said that inflation, how they are measuring it, it's actually a lagging indicator. So it's something that was happening in the past 12 months. And not only that, so we've seen a lot of stuff go down. I think the only ones that are really up was food and energy. I think those two were kind of up, but still, it is what it is. It's a number, and the Fed usually just kind of work on that numbers. And probably what's expected right now is a bit higher rate hike in coming in on the 21st. I do think that right now what we've seen is something that's being adjusted for a 75 to 100 basis point rate hike, something in between there. So I think with 75 basis points, we'll kind of hover around this area. If we get 100 basis points, there might come another dip. So let's see what the market's actually now price in during the next few days. There's also the Ethereum merge being expected any day now. So this is also going to be something to watch out for, and nobody really knows what's going to happen afterwards. So a lot of uncertainty still in the markets, and let's see. So we will be launching in a really really tough market, that's for sure. So what we need is kind of get a good baseline, and just then really work onwards, and try and support the token, and with all our products. So what we have, and it's really good, is that we have real users, and once we start connecting them, then the organic traffic, not only the speculative traffic will come to the system, to 3R, and that should support the token price. And yeah, this is what it's not the ideal time to launch. I cannot say anything else, but I do see that the future is still bright. So the markets will turn at one point, and then we're actually riding the whole wave of the next bull cycle.
Okay. I will repeat your words. The future is looking bright. Let's repeat positive
Sure,
things, right?
sure.
Ruba.
And what it reminded me actually is, we are part of a documentary, and that one is from the commentary is "The Future Is Now." Did I got this correct, right, Ruba? The future is now. So it's a
Yeah.
really cool documentary, a really high level. A trailer is out that's 9 minutes long. We are already featured in it. I say some stupid stuff in it, so go and watch it. And yeah, there were some people were saying, do you really want to post that? Can this really be in such a movie, because it's actually a film, right? It's a documentary. And I was, yeah, it's cool.
Now I'm gonna check it out.
Now you made it really interesting.
Let's say there are like beep beep in. So
Oh my God, really? Oh, Sandi. Ruba, we do hear you now. Yeah.
You hear me well? Like you hear a full sentence?
Yeah, this one was good.
Okay. All right, good then. So do you want the marketing update?
Please.
Just scream if it doesn't work. Okay. So, like I was saying earlier, we have the two interesting blog posts that I think will help you understand 3R and the product more. One is about connectivity NFTs. So that's what Key and Sandi were talking about earlier, having NFTs that we're moving from artistic NFTs to also NFTs that are having a real world utility and value. So go and check out our blog post about connectivity NFTs. It will help you understand how 3R uses it and how to plug into the device NFTs. Then there's another very interesting blog post that I think you should check out, which is about multi-chain and cross-chain compatibility, also written by Sandi. And that will help you understand how 3R views multi-chain and cross-chain. It also help you understand a lot of the choices about blockchains, about launching on different chains, and the partnerships that we're forming, because that leads me to the next update. We integrated with OKC, so OKX chain. And that will enable you to mint and distribute NFTs on the marketplace without cross-chain conversions, using tokens that are native to the OKX chain. So that's really interesting, and that's our first step actually into real cross-chain compatibility of our app. Then we also partnered with Unilend Finance. That is a multi-chain permissionless lending and borrowing protocol for all ERC20 tokens. So again, you have that multi-chain, cross-chain notion in that. And we also have, we just announced, actually, while we were on the AMA, our 3R and NIT Finance partnership. So go to the go to our social media, go to the blog post, and you can read about what NIT Finance do and why we partnered with them. Then another big update is what Sandi just mentioned, The Future Is Now documentary. So we're really proud to be in that. There are some really big minds in that documentary, and we're included. Sandi's included, our big mind. So it's really an honor to be included in that, and it's also very interesting about the future of blockchain and how Web3 is going to decentralize and change the way things are run. And what everybody should know and probably does know right now in our community is that our IDO is currently ongoing on Synapse Network. So if you want to increase your bag on 3R tokens, or if you didn't get any yet, you should go to Synapse Network right now and check out our IDO there. It is on, so it's open right now, and then tomorrow closes, and you will have a chance to go into the first come first serve sale. So if you missed that and it closes, then that was your chance. So really recommend you to go there if you're interested in the IDO. And then we have upcoming AMAs. We have an AMA tomorrow with Daisy Crypto Helps at 12:30 p.m. UTC. Then on Friday, we have the Crypto Hustle at 8:30 a.m. UTC. And on Saturday, we have the Crypto Lab 1 at 8:30 a.m. UTC. So all the links are on our Telegram and on our Twitter. If you want to be in any of those AMAs, go and join. They're always really interesting. And Sandi is on those AMAs. And then right now, Sandi's at the CV Summit. So if anybody is there, you can go to the virtual booth of 3Air and try to organize a meeting. And Sandi will be a panelist tomorrow at CV Summit. So yeah, if you want to check that out, go ahead. We're there live right now.
Thank you, Ruba. And I did not scream.
Yay, that's good.
Yay. And Sandi is everywhere. In the documentary, on AMAs, he's lecturing. Oh my God, Sandi, you're like multiple.
Those are my clones.
You're close, yeah. I know. Okay, so do we have something else to add before we do the closing of this very interesting AMA?
Well, from my side, not really a lot. I know I have a call in 5 minutes. I knew that I wouldn't be making it at 6 CET, so I put it on 6:10. So I have like 5 minutes to connect to the next call.
Smart. Learning as we go. That we want as much as we can get from you in the AMA, and of course from Ruba and Rok and our guest Key today. It was really, really a nice AMA. Thank you very much for giving us the answers and the updates. And next week, AMA will be 1 day before the launch. I'm just saying.
Exactly. Yeah.
No pressure.
We are getting close.
No pressure. Really. So thanks for being with us. All of you, of course, stay tuned. Be a part of our channels, Twitter, Discord, Telegram, YouTube. Subscribe, click like if you liked it. Of course, say to your friend, share that with your friend that we are here, and we will be really happy to have you here again next week, Wednesday at 5 p.m. Central European Time, going live. Thank you, Ruben, Sandi, and thanks everybody.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.